Sagittarius, welcome to your end of July 2018 tarot update. It's Raina here, and I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot for this particular reading. I'm separating these into piles, which I do just for... well, we're going to see. I'm just going to... because I have a rule about reverse cards. We'll see if this one turns up reversed. No, it's upright. So we're going to leave that as it is, and we're not going to look at the piles. Oh, okay, that's a nice card. I just wanted to make sure exactly which card it was. Okay. So, we're going to start with the challenge, or it's not challenge, it's actually a reverse card. But I love this pen and ink drawing. I'm going to hold it upright just so you can see it as it should be when it's upright. The sun, look at that. It's so inventive and just wonderful. But anyway, the sun card in the reverse position is still a positive card, believe it or not, because the sun is such a positive card that even in the reversed position, it's not a bad one, but it's perhaps partial success at something that you have been working on. Maybe it's not all the way there yet, but it's getting there. So if you're working on something, let's say that you have your own business and you are trying different things out, and maybe some don't work out the way that you had hoped, but you still have something that catches on. In your private life, there may be someone who you are interested in, and there is some kind of mutual affection, but possibly the timing is off to be able to do it, you know, to engage in this relationship full on. Maybe one or both of you are already involved with other people, or you work together and you don't think that that's smart to get involved in the workplace. One thing that came to mind is that we do have a solar eclipse in August. Now this is going, this reading is supposed to be for July, for the rest of July. So it probably wouldn't be what I'm going to say, but that's a partial solar eclipse. So I said partial success, and I was thinking about partial eclipses. But this could be like a Leo person too. And there may be a strong connection, but for some reason you can't get together. Maybe they're working overseas or something that is just stopping the relationship from developing. What crosses you is the Father of Wands. This is connected to the King of Wands. And so this could be like a fire sign individual who is problematic. And maybe this is a Leo person, but this could be your boss, for instance, because kings can be, fathers are kings, by the way, and they can be people who are petty tyrants, who are using their position at work to have a sense of importance and power, even though it's like a very small type of an area, and yet that's the way that they can feel important, because they really don't feel like that in their private life. So they're kind of using the people that work for them to kind of prop up their ego, and that can feel to the people who have to work them very like upsetting, because no one wants to feel that they are being used or abused so that another person can feel good about himself. This can also be if you have a father of your child, that this person is trying to control you. Usually with this card in the reversed position, there's a lot of over control. Could be a father or father figure who's being overly controlling to your father-in-law. But it's a male, very masculine kind of a figure, like a macho type of a guy that is doing this. Alpha male. At the basis of this reading is the Page of Wands. This can even be for a woman getting pregnant or possibly having a baby. Daughter connects to the typical pages in other decks, and it can indicate, you know, babies, and perhaps even some kind of, yeah, like, so you may be pregnant and the father of the child isn't happy about that. They feel that they're losing their freedom and they give you a hard time. Page of Wands can be some sort of new relationship with this individual. And perhaps, you know, they are a Leo or have a strong Leo. And the shadow side of Leo is that sense of, you know, being a bully or a tyrant. And that, now understand, I'm not saying the sign of Leo itself. I'm saying the shadow aspect of it. When a Leo person doesn't know themselves, when they don't feel powerful, they can resort to those tactics. Why? Because they feel that that's the only way they can assert themselves or gain power. And this can be in the workplace too. And also another thing about this is this could be good news. Pages can be messages. So you may receive another job offer, or you may hear from an ex, because Mercury is going retrograde during this period, by the way. So this could be affecting you, Sagittarius, in the sense that you are hearing from somebody from your past, and all of a sudden this other person becomes less important to you, and that the other person may know this. A lot of times, if somebody is like a narcissist, they will know when you've withdrawn your interest in them. They're kind of banking on you being, you know, being kind of obsessed with them, and like, you know, what are they, because they're doing all these crazy behaviors, and you're supposed to be there like trying to figure them out and investing all this time in them, and you may be like interested in somebody else, because this other person may be somebody from your past that you've already dealt with, and maybe it's somebody that you really wanted to be with anyway, not this person. And so now they are the ones that may be feeling the heat. The higher message is represented by the Daughter of Pentacles, and this is related to the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot of kind of like, because I did get an ace here too, Page of Pentacles as a spiritual message, could be a new job, but talking about it from the spiritual point of view, it's saying that you don't need to deal with this kind of thing, like to give you the sense of encouragement, because if you haven't seen the job yet, it could be on the horizon. If you've been trying to find another job, you may get some happy news about a new job, and it makes you feel so much a sense of relief, because now you don't have to deal with this toxic individual anymore. If this person has been in your life causing problems and really not being very cooperative with you, someone who is being very controlling and trying to keep you down, maybe, and you are kind of moving on with your life. Wait 1 second. Okay. Now I'm back. This happens once in a while. Okay, so now we're going to look at the practical advice. This is the Six of Wands, so more fire energy. And I think the Six of Wands actually connects with Leo, so this could be a strong Leo reading. And it could just be timing, because we are going to be in Leo at the end of the month. As I'm recording this, it's on the 14th, so we're still in Cancer. But it could be, with the Six of Wands, we're talking about something related to recognition that may be a long time coming, who knows, where you feel that other people are seeing your talents for what they are. And whether this is, and I think that's why they're using a butterfly, because it's kind of like you're emerging from this cocoon and you're really coming into your own. And the real question, I think, when you consider some of these other cards, is whether or not you feel deserving of the praise, whether you feel, Sag, that you are worthy of receiving the kind of kind words and good vibes coming from other people who see the good in you. Because if you have been involved with somebody that is connected to the King of Wands in the reversed position, you may start to believe negative things about yourself. And that's only because you are so used to it. It's like being browbeaten constantly. And you are emerging as this new creature, you know, and the butterfly is, to me, a symbol of freedom also, because it flies and it can, you know, go on the ground, but it can also soar in the sky. And it has all these different capabilities. And with Sagittarians, we love freedom. We value it more than anything. But sometimes it also helps to do a good job and to stick around long enough to receive the praise for your talents, because you have many of them. Even if somebody in a position of authority doesn't see it, doesn't mean anything. So it's coming in as represented by the Ace of Wands in reverse, and this can be a situation in some cases where you may be interested in somebody else and it's not mutual, or that the timing is off for a new relationship. And that's what I was saying earlier, that there may be some kind of new beginnings that are just not there yet. That is represented by the Sun in reverse. The Sun, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, along with being a card of success, it's kind of like the major arcana version of that Six of Wands right next to it. But also being about love, and maybe a new love coming into your life. And the timing isn't right, and it could be because of professional commitments, or because one or both of you are involved in another relationship. And it doesn't mean that it can't happen, though. And actually, the outcome is the Nine of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment card. So the number 9 is actually connected to Sagittarius through its ruler Jupiter. And I think it's through its ruler Jupiter, but think about it. Sagittarius rules the 9th house, so there you go. And so there's a, yeah, I think there's like a Jupiter connection to this card, because it's a card of wish fulfillment, which is what we could say about Jupiter, the planet. It's a planet of luck and expansion, and getting what you want, you know. And even when it's in terms of the emotions, like getting emotionally fulfilled, because of the cups connection, there still is this idea of the emotional. I mean, there's in addition to the emotional, there could be even financial gain, possibly. As I recall, I've seen something which is like having your dreams come true. So however that appears for you, Jupiter is direct now. And it is staying at that 13-degree mark through the end of the month. So it could be more like August when you start to see movement, and then later this year, Jupiter goes into our sign. And so for Sagittarius, this is like a double whammy of goodness, because not only is Jupiter going into sign it rules, but for Sagittarius, it's their sun sign, or for Sag rising, their rising sign. So I'm really looking forward to that in November, and I'm sure some of you are as well. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Sag. If you'd like a private reading, the link to my website is below. Have a great rest of July. Take care. Bye.